Hey everybody, how are you? And welcome to Beyond Food Market Podcast number 7. So guys, let's get to it. So last week we wanted to get the website going, and we did. We were able to finish that off. Finished the last edits. I just finished a couple edits right now too. Again, it's just a little something so people can go there and then shoot off to other social media. And so I think it's going to serve its purpose. It's great. I really like how it looks. It's a WordPress theme. Learning to edit it kind of was like a little bit of a process, but you gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? So that was great. It's up and running. It's a basic site, and it's one page, so I think it's kind of cool, almost like an app on your phone looking. I don't know, I like it. So that's great. Website's up and running. So guys, the next thing, I started listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. So I've been listening to Gary Vaynerchuk for many months now, and he has this thing called the $80 rule, where you find some hashtags and then leave 10 thoughtful comments per hashtag. So I didn't leave $80. I probably dropped about 20 cents on Twitter, and I got to pick up some followers, so I can see how that can work. Yeah, I'm starting to see how, like, okay, because it's really taken me a long time to learn about this social media, right? Like I don't, you know, I'm starting to understand what, like, how Twitter is, Instagram, and you start doing that just by posting. And I just started posting, and I just started looking at other people's stuff and what they're doing, and then I just started doing that. And so I'm starting to get the feel, if you will, like a very beginning, early stages. So that's great. I'm really happy about that. So I'll be doing more of that, trying to gain more followers, trying to get out there, because I just want to get noticed, because I just, you know, I'm in a good stage where I feel like that's the next step, right? That's what I feel. So guys, great. I'm learning about social media, Gary Vaynerchuk. Guys, if you haven't watched Gary Vaynerchuk, jump on it right now. He has this thing called Tea with Gary. He spends about 5 in-depth minutes per person. Really good stuff. Okay, so the article, the Lakeview article, you know, I think I'm just not that fast a writer. You know what? Maybe I'm just not disciplined enough to sit down and do it, or I don't know what it is, but the article, it's nearing done. Again, it's just a little article I want to send to the marketing, because they had asked once about if Lakeview had helped, and Lakeview really transformed my entire life. They showed me how to eat, what to eat, just discipline on how to eat, discipline. So I'm finishing that. So that's going to be finished. So that's great. So the next step, now that we've got the provisional patent submitted on our Cash's all-in-one vending unit, I think the next step might be to just probably make a prototype. Just make a prototype, see if it can work. Again, sometimes I'm thinking, I'm like, what should be really next? Because all this time, for like this past 2 years, right? It started from like the idea, and then I finally submitted the provisional patent. So I was like, okay, I've got to at least have a product, right? Like something. And so we did last week. And so I think I just not ready for the next step, but we're going to figure that out, guys. So just stick around for that. And the last thing, if you've been following me, you know I'm broke. So that's kind of like one of the reasons that I'm not sure what the next step is going to be. Because if I had like $1 million, I'd be like, all right, let's make these prototypes. Let's get the whole system up and running. Let's get it on network and get all the databases set up and everything, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. But that's not where I am. So guys, that's where we are. That's podcast number 7. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.